Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mohd Amirul Akmal bin Mohd Fadzil from SR2435S2A. Today I will present proposal presentation, which is my research is psychological readiness toward return to sport among athletes in Negeri Sembilan. First, we'll proceed to the background. The background for this research is return to sport is the main purpose of athlete when doing a rehab. When an athlete get injured, for sure they want to get back to normal condition, and to get back to normal condition, they need to do a rehab process. In the rehab process, it is important to develop physical ability and develop the athlete psychological readiness. Previous research told that if one of the variable is not there on return to sport phase, for sure the performance after return to sport phase will drop. In the rehab process also, it depends on the athlete to develop themselves. If the athlete does not want to help themselves to get back to normal condition, so the athletic trainer cannot do anything. This is because to develop the physical ability and the psychological readiness, they need to put a lot of effort and give commitment by the athlete itself. In this research, I will focus on two psychological factor, which is the confidence level and the uh, level of fear avoidance of the athlete after return to sport phase. First, for the confidence level, it is a belief degree certain individuals possess about their ability to succeed in any condition. The athlete always confident and does not thinking or worry about his any action. The confidence will come when there is no problem or factor that can harm their when they do the action. Um, the confidence level does not stay the same after return to sport. This is because after the athlete get injured, the the development of confidence will drop because of they will feel sad and unhappy because of the injury. So the athletic trainer need to measure their confidence level before declare to the return to phase to avoid the drop performance. Okay, next for the level of fear avoidance, it is a thing negatively that makes them too worried, too careful to do any activity, risk getting back the injury. Okay, for fear avoidance, athlete that have returned to sport phase will have a lot of problem in their mind. They will too thinking of re-injury. Therefore, they will afraid to do anything or any activity in their life. Um, as you can see here, it will increase the feel worry, increase of anxiety, nervous, and fear to return to sport if does not take any action. So the athletic trainer need to measure in return to sport phase before we declare that the athlete is ready to return to sport. The athletic trainer need to measure first their level of avoidance. Okay, next we move to statement of the problem. Um, in this research, the previous research told that some of the athletes will lack of confidence level after the injury happened, and some of the athletes increasing fear avoidance after they return to sport. Okay, as we can see here, both variable have in the rehab process and before return to sport phase. Athletic trainer need to check first the two variable before declare the athlete is ready to return to sport phase. Therefore, because of the two variable have in the rehab process and before the return to phase, maybe the level fear avoidance and the level of confidence have a relationship. So we will go to the research objective. And because of the state of problem, I have defined the research objective is to investigate the relationship between confidence levels and fear avoidance return to sport athlete. Next, for the significance of the study, there is two significant that I found, which is for the athlete successfully with their rehab process, and there is no fear avoidance. For sure, the performance after the rehab process will be increased or back to the normal performance. And the second is for athletic trainer. What they can get from my research is they can find the best method to help the athlete in recovery process when they know, when they detect first the level fear avoidance and the confidence level of the athlete. For sure they will try to develop the both variable, and the athlete will increase the performance after return to sport phase. Okay, next. So we move to literature view. First, for the psychological readiness from Monahan, 2018, degree which the athlete is fully confident to return to play. They say that if the athlete is return to sport, for sure the level of confidence increase. Next, for the psychological factor, there is few factor which is cognitive, which is depression, anxiety, fear, and overthinking. For the psychological readiness, it is confidence, self-efficacy, motivation, social support, and autonomy. For confidence level among return to sport athlete, factor the athlete want to decide they can return to sport, which is when the confidence level are there, the athlete can decide whether they are ready or not to return to sport. And the level of confidence can be identified depends on the level of the injury. Some of the researcher told that when the level of injury is lower, the level of confidence to return to sport is easier to develop or increase more than the worst injury. And next, it will not come if the athlete does not participate in any sport. So when the athlete is ready to return to sport, but they do not join any sport, so we get the Vega told that the confidence level will not appear. And last, need confidence level need to farm and collect since start of the rehabilitation process. Number 3 is fear avoidance among return to sport athlete. Dover and Akmal told that 24% from injured athlete does not return to sport because of fear of re-injury. Some of the athlete less fear avoidant. Because of the less fear avoidant, they does not the less caution that make them re-injury. Okay. For Philby, he told that one of the group is have higher confidence, too higher confidence and less fear of avoidance. Because of their too less of avoidance, the caution or the safety when they play is not take care enough. Therefore, they will get the injury. And last, fear avoidance is a good thing because it is as an indicator of the athlete as they are ready to return to sport. For the readiness to return to sport, it is optimal return to sport does not complete only focus on physiotherapy. Vega told that to success in the rehab, they will need to combine, which is physical ability and psychology. Next, athlete will suffer with anxiety, depression, and drop of performance. Okay. Sledger told that if the athlete does not ready, which is the athlete have done their rehab, but the psychology is not ready enough, so the depression and drop performance will occur. And last, for some criteria of the body part, they will not re-injury during the training or competition. And number 5 is psychological readiness toward return to sport among athlete. Some of Slager told that some of the athlete that does not have a psychological readiness will face a negative mindset in their mind. They also lose physical ability and psychology. If they continue to does not join the rehab process, they will suffer anxiety, fear, overthinking, and depression. Therefore, to develop the physical ability and the psychological of the athlete, they need a professional medical treatment and expert in the psychology. Okay, now we will proceed to methodology. First, for the research design, I will use a descriptive method, which is correlation design. So, um, in this research, I will to find the relationship between confidence level and fear avoidance to return to sport. Okay, for the sample size, in this research, I will use purposive sampling because I only focus on the return to sport athlete. And for the SUKMA Perak 2018 Negeri Sembilan athlete, which is there is 406 athlete. According to the table sample size estimation by Krieg, C and Morgan 1970, the total sample will be 196. So to avoid the from non-return rate and dropout, I need to add 20% for the sample to the to find the total sample. So I will show the sample technique here, which is 20% from the sample, which is 196 people to be added. So the calculation And the last answer is the total sample will be taken, which is 235 after add by 39 people. Okay, for instrument, um, I will use 3 questionnaire to define the confidence level, the level of fear avoidance, and to measure the return to spot phase. For confidence levels, I will use psychological readiness to return to spot scale. It developed by Glazer DD, which is Monahan 2018. And the questionnaire is 6-item scale assessing the active confidence, and the response for each scale is 0 to 10. The maximum of the score is 60, which is the high level of confidence. And the reliability for the questionnaire is over 0.7. Next, for measure the level fear of avoidance, I will use athlete fear avoidance questionnaire by Dogger G. Ama V. It consists of 10-item scale, and the response scale range between 1 and 5 for each response score, which is for 5, the high fear avoidance, and the 1 is no fear avoidance. The maximum overall score is 50, which is the athlete have higher fear avoidance. For the variable is more than 0.805. And last questionnaire that I will use to measure the return to spot phase. The questionnaire is readiness to return to spot questionnaire by Liqueta William, PT and DPT. This questionnaire consists of 75 items, and each item will be given 5 choice to answer the question. The athlete need to circle 1 if disagree and circle 5 is if agree, and the reliability is more than 0.989. For the data collection, they will have 6 steps in this study, which is first, we will inform with email to Majlis Sukan Negeri Sembilan, which is to inform that I will take sample from the athlete, and then I will recruit the athlete by email or phone call. And next, for the criteria that I will take is return to sport athlete, and for sure Negeri Sembilan athlete. Next, I will give informed consent, which is describe the information to participant whether the athlete want to join or not. And when they agree with the procedure, I will proceed with give my questionnaire, which is the 3 questionnaire, and they will answer my questionnaire. And last, which is collect data. And last but not least, for the data analysis, the reliability considered crunch bar is more than 0.8, and the research objective for this research is to identify the relationship between confidence level and fear avoidance to return to the spot. The data analysis that we use is correlational design, which is Pearson or Spearman rank, depends on the normality of the sample. And the IBM SPSS25 will be used to analyze data. The significant relationship will be set as less than 0.05 with alpha 0.05. Okay, the reference. That's all from me. Thank you.